You know, something that thoroughly pisses me off, that's been going on for years and years already, is, well, that movie Titanic. This is the exact same thing that happened when it was first released, and, well, it's going to be released again sometime soon in 3D and whatnot, and there's already a bunch of people, mostly religious fanatics, just bawling over that one little scene. That's the scene where they have premarital sex in the back of that car. And it's just so horrible. And even though the rest of that movie is absolutely wonderful, that one tiny smidge somehow makes it, you know, not worth seeing. I've heard stories of people who would go in there to watch it, and, you know, they enjoyed themselves for a while, and then it got to that scene, and they proudly held their noses up high, and they stormed out of the theater to, you know, not let themselves be exposed or tainted or influenced by any more of this trash. And that's just not good. I can't begin to tell you just, well, look at this view. How many Christians have told me, you know, the only way you can stay godly, stay like a Christian, is to not let yourself be exposed to anything evil. You know, people ask me why I'm subscribed to The Amazing Atheist and Undertaker and Pat Condell and people like that. And you know what? It's because I think these people have interesting things to say. Because I'm interested in these people. I want to hear what they have to say about the world. Because there are some things that I agree with. And I might not agree with everything, but here's why I'm able to expose myself to these people. Well, actually, I'll tell you in a little bit. You see, a lot of Christian, especially fanatical ones, I mean, yeah, I am a Christian, but I'm mildly religious. See, a lot of Christians think that we should only dwell on things that are wonderful, things that are pure and all that stuff. And, you know, people have told me, like, since I was a little child going to church, hey, let's say somebody prepared a magnificent feast for you, and it was huge, and it was filled with all these wonderful things that you just love to eat. Well, let's say somewhere in this mountain of goodness, this deliciousness, something somewhere in there had just a teensy bit of poison in it. Maybe not enough to seriously hurt you, but maybe enough to make you sick, enough to make you feel bad. Well, if there was a risk that you might happen to ingest that poison, is it worth the risk? Is it worth trying anything else? Even if you get a lot of great food, is it worth risking that tiny bit of poison in your system? Bullshit! Okay, the thing that really bothers me about this is, well, for one thing, it's suggesting that we humans are just so weak-willed, so susceptible to every little thing that we encounter. No matter what we see, no matter what we hear, it's all gonna drill its way into our minds. Ooh. So we better make sure everything that we encounter is pure and good and And, you know, because it's like, no matter what it is, no matter how, if it doesn't sit right with you, it's still gonna know its way into your head and then sit there like a buttfly. And, I just don't like that. I like to think we humans have willpower. You see, I don't like to think that we can be so easily influenced by things that we perceive to be evil, to be bad. I mean, whatever you perceive to be good or bad, that's up to you. That's all fine and dandy. But, you know, just the idea that no matter what we see, we're going to be tainted by it. It's going to, you know, work its way into our system and corrupt us and make us more worldly than we were before. I don't buy that one bit. Because you see, whenever I see something that I don't agree with, something that doesn't sit right with me, something that I just plain don't like, you know what I do? When it tries to drill its way into my mind and my soul and make me just a little bit darker inside, I dump it back out. I don't actually smack myself on the side of the head. I just kick it out of my mind. I don't let it affect me. I don't let it bother me. It just, you know, bye-bye, bad thought. And I wish more people could do that. Because apparently, I mean, a lot of people have sent me messages saying that apparently they think I'm a very strong person inside, and that it's, you know, not everybody can just so easily dump things back out. And that just brings me down, because I don't like to think that I'm the exception to a rule, that I'm somehow special this way, because all I'm really doing is bragging and boasting about how thick-headed I am, that my stubbornness, my boneheadedness is like a superpower or something. It's just, I have been able to expose myself to so many things that have added to my life, so many things that have, you know, enriched it. Things that have really brought something to me that I otherwise wouldn't have. And yeah, there's been a little bit of muck here or there, but it's so hopelessly outweighed by everything good, everything that I've enjoyed. Look at this nice bridge. I don't really have to worry about becoming tainted or corrupted. I mean, look at me. Do I seem like I've turned out so bad over the years? Do I not seem like a nice guy or a reasonable guy? I mean, yeah, I might curse a little bit here and there. I don't really use the Lord's name in vain. But yeah. It's just I wish other people could just dump things back out, because it's like the only precaution they feel they can take to keep themselves whole and pure is to just not expose themselves to anything, not allow themselves to enjoy anything that isn't, anything that is secular. Because they, you know, it's just not worth it. It's all this joy in life is just not worth risking that teensy bit of evil that could taint you inevitably, and set you down a long dark path to a life of I don't know, just a criminal or something. That movie, Titanic, it seems almost like a great analogy, because, you know, you got like 99.99% of the movie that's absolutely wonderful, just a great experience, and then you've got that teensy little bit of it that has the sex in the back of the car. And in the end, you know, you might not even remember that part because the rest of the movie just drowned it out, that one little part. But apparently some people just don't see it that way. They, you know, they're so insecure, they're so weak-willed, so afraid that they could be tainted by something and become a horrible, worldly person inside, that they just can't handle anything. They just can't take anything. I don't know. It's like germs, you know? You have to expose yourselves to a little bit of ick out there to build up a sort of resistance to this stuff. And I don't know, make of that what you will. I'm not saying you have to go to a strip club to stop yourself from becoming a rapist or something. That's just stupid. It's just, you know, I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. Let's change it to a lighter note. Hey guys, you think anybody might hear me right now? Honey, 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 I can't quite remember these words. I just hope nobody hears me at this moment. Just give us a teensy wincy peek. E-I-O, 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 E-I-O. Honey, flesh. You know what? Maybe I have been tainted by all this evil muck.